Thailand's greenhouse gas emissions were about 100 million tonne of CO2 in 1992 and increased to triple that amount in 2011 and are now estimated to be above 400 million tonne of CO2 in 2017. The energy sector is the largest emission source of Thailand and accounts for a 73% share. The building sector is the largest electricity consumer, where housing consumes about 24% of the national electricity consumption, and this consumption is growing 5% yearly. Commercial building constitutes 19% of the total consumption, with 7% growth per year. Cement and steel are very high carbon intensity products. Producing 1 tonne of cement creates 0.727 tonne of CO2. For steel, 0.432 tonne of CO2 is produced per tonne of steel. Therefore, residential houses and commercial buildings, whose main components are cement and steel, produce CO2 during the construction phase. One single house of 62 square meters will generate approximately 6.1 tonne of CO2 during construction, and 1 square meter of commercial building generates about 0.19 tonne of CO2. Once a house is finished and in operation, it uses about 1,933 kilowatt-hours of energy per year on average, which is equivalent to 20 tonnes of CO2 in its 20-year expected lifetime. So it can be estimated that on average, a single house will generate 26.1 tonnes of CO2, consisting of 6.1 tonnes of CO2 during construction and 20 tonnes during operation. From this growth in the next 10 years, greenhouse gas emissions from the residential sector is projected to increase by 15 million tonne of CO2, or 63% more than current emissions. Now, low-carbon materials and energy-efficient technology are available in the market. Low-mass concrete, roof insulation, shading devices, LED lamps, and high EER air conditioners can save energy and reduce greenhouse gas emissions from households up to 42%. In Thailand, low-income houses, which now cost 800,000 baht, will cost 50,000 baht more for green design. However, green efficient design will save energy costs up to 3,000 baht a year or 60,000 baht for the lifetime of a low-income residence. For a middle-class family home costing 1,400,000 baht, an investment of 100,000 baht more for green construction will result in energy savings of 8,000 baht a year or 160,000 baht for the lifetime of the house. That means the green design is worthwhile. It can bring benefit to the owners and can also reduce greenhouse gas emissions up to 40%. But the customers do not recognize the benefits and do not know the emission levels of the house. No market demand, so house developers usually produce low efficiency and low-cost houses for the market. The Thailand government is committed to address greenhouse gas emissions and submitted the intended Nationally Determined Contribution, or INDC, towards the Paris Agreement in 2015 to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by 20% from the projected business as usual, or BAU level, by 2030 and implement an additional 5% reduction to be achieved with external support. By developing a green standard for houses, setting up a labelling system for households, and promoting green and efficient houses, Thailand can reduce a large amount of greenhouse gas emissions from the residential sector. We as customers also can save the world and save money during the lifetime of our houses by buying green and efficient houses. Once the awareness of green housing is raised, Thailand's housing market will transform from standard houses to green and low-emission houses.